The Doghouse Cup Series is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is today's all-American kitchen. Open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Shoney's guests can count on quality, delicious food along with warm, friendly service. Stop by one of our West Virginia locations to try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar, and don't forget to take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. Alrighty, welcome back, everyone. Doghouse Racing League is on tonight. Of course, on this wonderful Thursday, we should have some great racing, especially out of these open setup next-gen cars. We did actually take a little bit of an unscheduled stop, probably for that reason you see there on your screen. Some of these guys having a little bit different issue with the tire models out here. They've changed the way these cars handle, and these guys are definitely still... Ooh, as we look at Jonathan Jennings, just barely missed that wall right there. You know, just in different setups that they're having to kind of contend with, switching back and forth, seeing if that track bar is going to give them any problems or the way that the tires wear. Unfortunately, we are going to be here in Las Vegas, the Diamond in the Desert. This should be an awesome track. I don't know if you guys tuned in last night for the Racing Revolution, but we had 134 laps there, and that was a blast all the way down to the last lap. Caleb Gilbert getting his first win of the season. Somebody else probably looking for another win here tonight, especially Kevin Thompson. Right now, Kevin Thompson, we're part of Twisted Axle Racing out there, has yet to get a win so far this season. His teammate of Andrew St. Coeur has, but they've gone ahead and added another teammate out there of Gary Clune in the number 11 car. We'll hopefully be able to see him out here. I believe he is out there on the track. There he is. Can't miss him in that number 11 Jegs machine that he should be rolling around here tonight. But back to Kevin Thompson. Want to talk about him a little bit. Kevin Thompson is the fastest here in practice. Right now he's sitting with a 29:15 is his best time. Chris Leftwich at least closest there for Shoney's Racing. Sitting there in the 13 Ford. He's there with a 29:17. But we still have qualifying to go. So a lot of drivers testing their skills out here tonight. I believe if you guys, like I said, if you guys turned in Wednesday, some of these guys were running in the high 29s, so with this open setup, they've been able to pick up almost a full second here. I can't wait to see what they can do in the draft, and especially side by side, it should be a wild one. Most of these guys do say the tires are what win the race here. It's not just the speed, so you'll actually see a lot of seesawing factors here. You're going to see guys really fast out of the gate and then fall off once the tires are dead. You're going to see guys hang out in the back and then all of a sudden come up with a huge burst of speed for some long-run speed. So I'm really excited to see what these guys can do. But can anyone right now break Andrew St. Coeur's 2-race win streak here so far? Twisted Axle Racing pretty happy with him showing up here and coming out with that kind of win streak. First we had Jonathan Jennings back-to-back. Then we had Hunter Simpson back-to-back. And now we've got Andrew St. Coeur back-to-back. Now he was originally going to be a starting park here tonight, but he is not. He was actually able to make it here. Unfortunately, our starting parks for tonight already out there in the chat of Justin McMahon. Super bummed you weren't out here, so you're going to be rooting on Loud Pedal Racing. And Matthew Robinson will be a starting park tonight. So a couple of guys not able to make it, but we do have a brand new driver out here, Ricky Montgomery, sitting in the number 2 Toyota out here. Looks like a TRD on the side of it, so he's rocking out there with the Toyota, and we'll see how he can do. I would probably guess for all our new viewers out there, if you see a new driver out here, he's about to learn a lot here tonight. I mean, a lot. These guys are super, super fast. They're willing to help anybody, and I would probably guess that most of the guys in the top 5 are staying in that window of only staying in 4th gear. I don't know if any of these guys are really trying that 5th gear mark, and we can check here with Jonathan Jennings if you guys want to. Let's take a ride along inside. 4th gear for him. can see it right there on the dash. So that is a huge mark here for Jonathan Jennings, and this should be a wild one. It's interesting to see that that's what he chooses to do. A lot of these next gens had problems where they said they were tacking out about 9,000 RPM, and he is just nudging that right there. So all these guys' setups have to change now because of the new setup. So all the rear end gear ratio changes have to change because they tack out at that 9,000 mark. So big time changes for all the drivers here on the track, and we're so glad to be back with the Doghouse Racing League and get these guys ready to go. About another 30 seconds left in practice here. We'll head right over to qualifying. Appreciate you guys joining in tonight. Don't forget to like and subscribe this this stream here. Show me what do they say? Show me a little love out there. I want to see what you guys think about the stream that we put on each and every night here. It should be definitely a wild one here tonight at Las Vegas. But I do want to mention this is race number 7 here for the Doghouse Racing League. This will mark that half mark milestone. We'll only have 7 races after this, and the points race is getting pretty tight. We'll review over that here in just a little bit as qualifying is about to commence here. And these guys are going to get onto the board. I'm kind of excited. Let's go ahead and get it going here, man. I think these guys going around so fast has really got me going. Some of these guys up to around 197 miles an hour without any help. So I'm expecting to see over 200 diving into the turns. Definitely a lot better than back in the 2001 race. Best shot they could get even in the draft was about 185. So we are definitely picking up the pace and getting a lot more speed out of these vehicles, I would say. I believe Chris Schaefer's on his way out there. Taking a look at Chris Schaefer, but let's see what we are looking at out on the track here at Vegas. 100 laps, 3 sets of tires they will have in the pits, and that 60% fuel limit. Of course, with the Doghouse Racing League, there are no faster pairs, and 68 degrees out on the track. So it's a little chilly out here for Vegas. Right, you're probably right for this time of year, but it is going to be very, very bad for these guys trying to get these tires heated up and being able to stick to the track. Of course, yours truly, Patrick Morrison here as your lead producer and broadcaster here tonight. Chris Schaefer trying to put down some solid times, starting his first lap now. And I do want to kind of mention, let's talk about our championship points running here. Kevin Powell has gotten a hold of it here, but just barely. Right over top of Jacob Reeves, we see our recent winner here of Andrew St. Coeur sitting in that 10th position. So a couple of wins for him has really turned his luck around, sliding him into the 10th position. But guys who are a little more consistent here on the track are going to be a lot more able to get more, seeing that Matthew Robinson, like I said, is a starting park, and Justin McMahon. So your 5 and 8 position guys, we're going to juggle here a little bit and see where they end up points next week, but that is where they line up here so far. Let's take a look at what some of our best times out there are on the track. Mike Samia, Nick Schell, Christopher Berger, at the moment, right now, sitting 1, 2, and 3, but I definitely can expect to see that change as Chris Schaefer finishes his final lap sitting 6th, but it is going quick as he's going to get marched out here. Jacob Reeves, bam. Top spot for him on the 29-27. 199 miles an hour for him. Holy cow. Only a little faster Chris Leftwich was at 200 miles an hour, but that's going to do it for him. Jonathan Jennings should be working his way around as well. Couple of guys trying to see if they can get it. Oh, yeah, there's Daniel Wilkerson. Number 78 Chevrolet. Therefore, Loud Pedal Racing. And that should do it for him. And then we'll see if we can have a little chat here with Jonathan Jennings. With Daniel Wilkerson. Good Lord. Looking at guys all over the place. Let's see if we can go ahead and grab Daniel Wilkerson here. Daniel, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man, dude. What a wild run out there. You sat second. Looks like Andrew St. Coeur got a little more, and Jonathan Jennings hitting you third. How's the track holding up for you tonight?
Track feels pretty good. It seems a little tighter than it has been practicing this week to me, but I think should be a good night. Everything seemed to stick during qualifying, but I guess it wasn't quite good enough, but it's nice to start up for.
I was going to say, hey, man, at least the top 5 finish. You got to be happy with that. Any drivers out there that you know you're like, man, this guy is going to be a tough one to beat tonight?
You got Jonathan, St. Coeur, you got Kevin, Jake's been running really good. There's a lot of guys on here that's going to be really strong, so I expect it to be a really, really close race.
Oh, yeah. Kevin Thompson was the fastest during practice. Right now sitting 16th. He's got to really turn a hot lap here. Fastest there between 1 and 2, getting lined up for 3 and 4 as he comes across the line here in just a moment. And we'll see. I'm sure we'll see him as a top 5 start as well. There it is, second spot. Holy cow. Tied for the same time.
Yeah, I tell you what, he's got a, yeah, he's fast too. So, I mean, him and St. Coeurs, looks like they got a good setup tonight.
Yeah, that thing is a laser, man. Definitely. I figure let's talk to you a little bit about the Doghouse Racing League here in the last minute that we've got going on here while I've got you. How is the league coming along here? I see you guys are starting to open up new races for different nights of the week. Talk to me a little bit about it.
Yeah, I mean, we're just trying to really, I guess expand like what we run. I mean, we got the trucks fixed on Tuesday night, running Open Cup, and we have a lot of us that really like short track racing. I mean, I'm terrible at it, but I want to learn and get better at it. So we decided we're going to start a short track league on, our class on Friday night. We're going to run the new Cars Tour late models. We're also going to run, some street stocks, legends, and modified during the time. So should be a fun thing just to, kind of get more comfortable short track race. Plus, it's just fun. I mean, I love watching it, so let's get out and do it.
I like the way you think. Ricky Montgomery is even a new driver, so even halfway through the season, you're still getting new drivers. How can someone find something like that to get out here at the Doghouse Racing League?
I tell you, just hit me. You can go to our Facebook Doghouse Racing League Facebook page. You can just PM that, and I'll get you hooked up. With some more information. You can look up Doghouse Racing League on, during the or in our racing leagues. Or PM me. PM S Daniel Wilkerson's my iRacing name. So PM me on iRacing, and I'll get you some information. So yeah, we're always looking for new, clean drivers that like to have some fun. But like I said, we're a really competitive league. We just want everybody to be clean, have good attitudes, and get out here and race with us.
All right, Daniel Wilkerson, appreciate you joining us here at 78 Chevrolet, starting in the top 5 tonight. Good luck to you tonight.
Thank you, sir.
All right, everybody. That's going to be it for Daniel Wilkerson here. We'll see if we can find maybe another driver out there. I know, We'll see if we can find... We talked to somebody from Loud Pedal Racing. I would like to grab a hold of somebody I haven't talked to here. Let's see if I can grab a hold of... let me see if I can grab a hold of him here. Jeremiah Stutzman, you got a copy?
Yeah.
There he is. Man, dude, talk to me about the racetrack out here tonight. How's it holding up for you?
It's all right. I just don't know what I'm doing.
What do you mean you don't know what you're doing? I mean, is the tar too tight? I mean, you getting it? I mean, I'm assuming most of these guys are not shifting into that 5th gear. Are you kind of doing the same?
Yeah, I'm not using 5th. I'm just really tight, and I can't get the car to rotate. And I'm apparently not running the right line just yet.
Okay, so do you think you might be an early or a late run car, seeing how this track kind of seesaws the drivers?
Hopefully a late run car.
All right, definitely. Dude, late run, that is exactly how I like to do it. Let everybody kind of go up there, burn their tires off, and then they're sitting ducks. You can go ahead and take them over from there. Jeremiah Stutzman, man, I can't wait to see what you can give to us here tonight, especially with the Elite Southern Motorsports team. Kind of what is the entire team's lookout here for the race?
Win.
It can't be the 3-letter word. Come on, man. I mean, how do you guys,
Yeah.
I mean, is there a way you guys are going to stay together? Are you guys going to try to pit at the same time, or is it kind of every man for himself here?
I think it's every man for himself, pretty much.
Oh, man. No, that's only the me and teamwork here, man. All right. Jeremiah, appreciate you joining me, man. Hopefully we'll catch up with you at the end of the race.
Hey.
By Jeremiah Stutzman. We'll see if we can grab somebody from Turn 1 Racing here. Let me see if I can grab a hold of Christopher Berger. I haven't talked to him in a long time. Christopher Berger, you got a copy?
I'm here.
Oh man, dude. All right. Well, you're here, but how's the track? I mean, is this one making you want to bang your head off the dash tonight?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this track, but I just got to try to save tires. I'm not very good at that.
All right. Well, some of these guys are leaning for that long run on the tires instead of kind of burning them off early. Also, some of these guys have also been looking at only shifting into 4th gear and leaving 5th out. Well, I mean, what success are you finding out there?
I think I'm going to stay in fourth gear and give it a try, but I haven't been really behind a pack yet to see what's going to happen. But for right now, I'm going to stay in fourth and try to save tires best I can.
All right, man. Well, I wouldn't say, I don't know who is kind of the head honcho of the team, but I would say you guys are a man short here tonight. Kind of what's the lookout not having Matthew Robinson out there with you?
Yeah, I hate that he's not here. He's kind of like our team leader. But well, hopefully we'll get through it tonight, and I don't think he's feeling too well, so hopefully he gets feeling better.
All right, well, hopefully he doesn't end up over there at C2C, man. He should be here. Good luck to you tonight, and hopefully we'll see you somewhere in the top 5.
Thank you, sir.
All right, buddy, Christopher Berger. And that should leave me with, I believe, Shoney's Racing, but I am not seeing anybody here from Shoney's Racing. I can't believe it. None of the left witches, not Christopher Simon. Oh my gosh. Yeah, normally we'd try to see if we can grab a peek in and have a chat with them, but that is going to do it probably for our interviews here. We are heading to our warm-up here. Probably in another 15 seconds, we should be getting ready to grid up here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be underway. All right. I think Barney looks like he's ready here. Las Vegas. Yep, that'll do it. That will do it. And these guys are going to go ahead and get gridded up here in just a moment. Appreciate you guys hanging in there. No, not the checker flag now, Barney. What are you doing? All right, let's take a quick look and take a peek at our starting lineup here. Kevin Thompson, man, oh man, yeah, I can't wait. I think tonight's gonna be his race. He's been sitting on this one long enough. Let's take a look at our starting grid. Jonathan Jennings, Kevin Thompson, 1 and 2. Boy, this should be awesome. Of these guys, right now, to me, the top 5 are the ones to watch. Andrew St. Coeur will be sitting 3rd, and on the outside of row number 2, Daniel Wilkerson. Jacob Reeves sitting 5th, and Chris Leftwich, 6th position. Jason Miz sitting 7th, and our points leader, Kevin Powell, will be starting in the 8th position. Not too bad there for weighing in the top 10. Christopher Berger will be starting 9th there for Turn 1 Racing. Jeremiah Stutzman on the outside. Christopher Simon with Shoney's Racing, 11th position, and Mike Samia will round out our top 12. Rotating to the very back of our field, Gary Armijo, Mike Leftwich side by side starting row 7 here. Row 8 will be Jackson Lomax and Gary Clune. Now, like I said, Gary Clune just now added to the Twisted Axle Racing. Nick Schell will be starting 17th. Chris Schaefer in that 18th position, and our brand new driver, Ricky Montgomery. Did not see him out there qualifying or during the warm-up, but he is behind the wheel, and he'll be starting in the final spot here at Las Vegas. It should be a good run. Hopefully we'll see what he can do. No choose cone rule in this league, so nothing to really mix you guys up, fortunately. No, it still mixes me up. That is definitely a wild rule. So Jennings, Thompson, St. Coeur, and Wilkerson, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Watch out for that number 12 there. He's going to be looking to go 3 for his 3rd streak here. Right now, he is hot. So far, so good. Guys, if you were looking for paint schemes out there, check out Young Gun Creations. You can find them on Facebook. They can knock you out a sweet paint job out there. They should have a link down in my bio, so you can find them easier that way as well. So, Young Gun Creations, Aiden Young, and the number 69 Cool Ray machine. And he'll be able to hook you up with a sweet paint job. Ask him, kind of give him an idea what you're looking for, and he'll be able to knock it out of the park for you. Right now, I've got 2 Chevys and 2 Fords sitting in these front rows here. And get that pace car on off, and let's get under green. There you go, Barney. That's the right flag. I like to see that one. Let's get her going. Got a restart zone, and here we go. Jonathan Jennings gets a good start here. Andrew St. Coeur is definitely looking to follow behind. Sliding to the outside here a little bit. Jonathan Jennings, St. Coeur, Thompson, 1, 2, and 3. I'm sure Thompson's getting pretty tired of looking at that 12 Ford in front of him. Jacob Reeves sits in that 4th position. Daniel Wilkerson drops down to 5th. Still looking pretty good here so far. Everybody kind of shuffling up just a little bit. I think Nick Schell got caught off guard on that start. He's fallen down to the 19th position. Down a couple there. So side on the outside, Kevin Thompson. Seeing if he can find some more success on that top line, and it's working for him. He's got St. Coeur really only in the left mirror, but not the rear view as of yet. We'll keep an eye and see if he can go ahead and sneak past Jonathan Jennings. But remember what I was saying about the seesaw effect. Can Kevin Thompson get the lead here from Jonathan Jennings, and then can he hold it? Because he's going to have a long way to go as he gets his way into the front and let a lap. There's 5 more points for Kevin Thompson in the 21 Ford. So far, so good. Jonathan Jennings, seeing him on a little bit of a hiatus. Haven't seen him win yet since Daytona in the original 2 races of this schedule here. Seeing he raced at, he won at Indianapolis and Chicagoland. I was thinking Hunter Simpson, who won at Daytona. He also won at Kentucky. Right now, we are talking about Hunter Simpson. And he's a no-show here tonight, unfortunately, so he is going to march a little farther down in the points here. Do want to give a shout out there to Shoney's going ahead and sponsoring the Doghouse Racing League here. Looks like a little pressure is being put on here. Jacob Reeves. Reeves now loses a position to Jason Miz. Jason Miz has now moved up to that fifth spot and feeling pretty good about it. Doesn't seem like he's really pushing the car around the track at all. But definitely some guys looking to who are pushing. Mike Samia just got into the top 10, now sitting 9th. Trying to see if he can find just a little more. And it's interesting to see who is pushing early and who's sitting back. Kevin Thompson has pushed his way out to the front still with his last lap time of a 29.56. He had a super fast turn 3 and 4 there to get away from Jonathan Jennings. But Jennings may just be kind of sitting back and waiting to see what let this race come to him. Rotating on back to Christopher Simon, 35 Chevrolet on the inside. Hasn't moved up or down as of yet, but I know Christopher Berger is trying to turn his luck around from the 3 spots he's lost already. Only 6 laps into this one, not even completed with the 6, and we got guys shuffling all around the track. Biggest movers of the race, Gary Clune up 3 and Jason Miz up 3. Big time moves here so far. I want to move actually back here to Gary Armijo and Jackson Lomax. Looks like they've got a little something between that Toyota and Chevrolet. So far, so good, and it's okay. There is a white line on the bottom, so they are allowed to cut that track in half there. Some do find some success, but to me, it'd be the re-entry. That re-entry point can definitely cause a lot of problems here as they're working their way around the track. Taking a look up here, how's Daniel Wilkerson doing? He seems to be kind of following along. Looks like Jacob Reeves there in the number 3. All Chevrolets here, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Ending with Kevin Powell in that 93 Chevrolet. Followed by Chris Leftwich. Chris Leftwich, of course, with the Shoney's racing team. I see him rocking the Sitco. I haven't seen that paint job before, so new paint job for Leftwich. Clune. Remember we were talking about how he's moving. We talked about him earlier in the practice here. Gary Clune has moved up 5. So the number 11 car sitting 11th. He's going to be looking to see if he can get a hold of Christopher Simon, but he's got to make up about 2/10 to get to him. And then he'll be in his sights. Really, hats off to Kevin Thompson here so far. I know we don't have the camera on him, but that 21 Ford is now broken away to about a 1.5-second lead here and seems to really putting on the pressure to the rest of these guys. I'm interested to see if anybody decides to pick up the pace trying to catch him, or do they wait him out and see if his tires burn off here. So with only 3 sets of tires sitting down the pits, and that's not including the one that's on the car, they should be able to kind of separate them depending, about that lap 35 to 40 mark when they're going to start needing fuel. Definitely, I've seen some guys gamble on 2 tires, but sometimes it doesn't work either. So I'm interested to see if any of these guys take only right sides, full tank of fuel, and get back out here. But with as much pressure as they're putting on. As Gary Clune, 6th position for him. He is now broken into the top 10, so awesome job by him. As the new driver for Twisted Axle Racing makes his entry into the top 10. Moving back to Gary Armijo in the 22 Caterpillar Toyota out there, looking like he's chasing along Gary Clune, not letting him get away. Both these guys have been making substantial moves here on the track. Rotate up front here a little bit where it looks like a little bit of a battle here with the number 44, Mike Samia, slides underneath. 4 positions gained for him. So as we continue here on the track, let's take a look at some of our best times over there in that ticker. Some of these guys not as fast as they were in practice. We had 29.15s, but we got 29.55s, especially Kevin Thompson out there. So some of these guys may be thinking long haul, not pressing it as fast as they can. Now, I know during practice you can get the draft. You can try new things, you know, qualifying kind of the same deal to get a good shot. But race time, it changes your entire mindset here of how you want to do it. You start getting, you start being too aggressive, it may come back and bite you. Let's take a look at some of these last lap times here for some of these drivers, and you're seeing that fall off is starting to happen, but not as much fall off here for Kevin Thompson. 29.56 is his best time. 29.81. He's the only one out there still turning 29-second laps. So not too bad here by Kevin Thompson. Really, he is on the move here. And like I said, tonight is going to be his race, and I might have called it, but hopefully not too early here. It's Kevin Thompson still. Let's take a look back at kind of where his competition is. And that has got to be a wonderful sight to take a look in the rearview mirror and see out the back. Just so smooth into the turns. You can even hear his acceleration is perfect. Nice and easy. It's almost like he's never really letting out of the gas. Just kind of lets out of it just a little bit on the throttle there and then lets it go. So Kevin Thompson, fantastic job here. Right now, a race leader. I think he's led all but one. Jonathan Jennings, I believe, led the first lap, and then after that, it's been all Kevin Thompson's race. But his teammate, Andrew St. Coeur, who's won his last two, of course, being there at Auto Club and Atlanta Motor Speedway. Both of those tracks, and if you guys remember anything about Atlanta, it was a messy one, but man, he drove away with that one. That was a crazy race to see. If you guys haven't seen it, you guys can go to simtracks.com. Simtracks Broadcasting, and of course we'll have all the races that we broadcasted there, and you can actually go back and review. I've heard some drivers, they like the ones that they've raced, and then they'll even save it into their watch later pile to go back and review over what they've done, and try to see if they can improve just from our angle here, and see if there's another situation where he could have avoided, let's say, avoid a wreck or look at different strategies that other people have done during the race. So you can go to simtracksbroadcasting.com. We've got everything going on there. Let's rotate back here a little bit where Kevin Powell looks like he gets that 5th position, but Jason Miz almost doors him here. Miz top line. Drops back down. It looks like the 44, Mike Samia, might try to capitalize on it, but he does not. Actually lets off of it a little bit, and I'm wondering if tires are going to start taking effect. At 17 laps is normally when those tires... Oh, man. 44, Mike Samia is plowing. Right now, that front end started going straight, and then the rear end got loose. He had to chase that car back down through 3 and 4, so he lost a bunch of time, about 0.4 of a second on that turn. That was huge. Right now, Mike Samia not real happy with that last lap. He's now going to be under fire by Chris Leftwich and Daniel Wilkerson, who've maintained a little better strategy on their tires here. Samia's moved up 5, but I was wondering, is the seesaw happening now? Kevin Thompson has now been cut to less than a second lead. So right now, Jonathan Jennings turning up the heat here, but St. Coeur staying right behind him. So not too bad out of our front 3. But it should be a good shootout here toward the end, but it looks like Kevin Thompson is falling off. And normally, Kevin Thompson and Andrew St. Coeur do run the same setup, so I would assume with some slight tweaks, not every driver is the same. So with some slight tweaks, I'm wondering if Andrew St. Coeur is going to fall the same way that we're seeing here as Jennings. Here he comes. Another 0.3 there. And right now he is picking up the pace. He's got 0.2 between 1 and 2, another 10th between 3 and 4. So a 0.3 gain by Jonathan Jennings on Kevin Thompson. And it looks like Kevin Thompson might be a sitting duck here. This doesn't look good as we are under caution. Unsure here. I see Jackson Lomax is down pit. Gary Armijo a little slow on the draw here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hold in just a moment, and we are going to see if we can find out what happened here. everybody. I think we got it here. Taking a quick look at it, kind of keeping up here with the 96 of Jackson Lomax. I believe the 22 might come out of the turn a little too hot here and clip the wall. He does. Comes back down. Boom. 96 Jackson Lomax, a Chevrolet, is going to do a little landscaping out here. Gary Armijo looks like he returns back. I'm sure they're talking over top of the radio how to fix this, but not too bad there out of the 96 being able to stay collected. I think just looking at it here, I think he ended up sliding out of control here. Yeah, and then down pit for him, so pace car comes out. We'll see if, hopefully he doesn't end up with a black flag in case he went into the pit area. And see if Jackson Lomax can get one of those waved off here. Pit stops have happened for everyone. Can't blame them. Especially with Kevin Thompson and that fall off right now. That was kind of his lifesaver. Those two making contact. Kevin Thompson is now going to be able to get a 4 tires, full tank of fuel, and he'll be able to start putting on the pressure again. But I would wonder, not has he learned anything, knowing that how long his tires went before the fall off. He made it about 18, 19 laps, and Jonathan Jennings started coming on pretty strong. What happens there? I'm not sure, so we'll have to see. Interesting enough, Andrew St. Coeur coming back down pit. Not sure if something happened here. Now, he was sitting third. He fell all the way down to 7th. Coming down into that 7th position, he is now returning back to pit. I'm interested to see what he decides to do here. Because if he's coming down for a fuel and go, interesting enough to see him actually not... yeah, I don't see tires up. Yeah, this may be a drive-through. He may have sped down pit road. Something happened here. We're up to 20 seconds down pit road. So not looking good for him. Car's still getting ready to double stack here next time around. And we'll let you know what happens to St. Coeur. St. Coeur on his way out. 27 seconds in the box. Oh, interesting on what happened in that situation. Not seeing too many guys here in the Discord. Like to go ahead and yank them over here and see what in the world's going on. We'll hopefully be able to run it down, still give you guys a great broadcast. I do want to mention out there, biggest mover here is Jeremiah Stutzman. 71 Chevrolet sitting third. Right now he's being able to get a little more. Hey, check that out. Jonathan Jennings coming back down pit. Well, I hope he's not having to serve a penalty as well. Especially under caution. It'd be kind of dumb speeding down pit or out of pit under caution. I could see the race to the line. So as I was talking about Stutzman gaining 7, he'll now have 8. And Jonathan Jennings now down pit. Stop and go for him. This looks like a fuel splash. And Andrew St. Coeur back down pit again. So he might be maybe an adjustment not working out. A wheel loose or something like that, but they're going to try to square it away. Let's go ahead and get back to our guys who are here on the track live and ready to go. Kevin Thompson, Jeremiah Stutzman will be starting side by side. Jacob Reeves and Jason Miz. That's going to be a good race there, those two guys. Kevin Powell will be sitting in that 5th position with Mike Samias 6th. Chris Leftwich and Daniel Wilkerson side by side. And rounding out our top 10 will be Gary Clune next to Mike Leftwich. Mike Leftwich there in the 60 Chevrolet. He's part of Shoney's Racing out there. Hopefully he's able to do a good job. See if we can get him charged back to the front. We had a chat there with Stutzman earlier, and I think he's going to try to lay off on this one. Now, I'm wondering if, that being just kind of a fluke there on the yellow flag, if these guys are going to start thinking they may have to do short runs. But we'll be back under green right now, and Kevin Thompson gets pulled off. Jacob Reeves following behind. As they get going here, boy, getting tight. Getting tight. Look at this Jeremiah Stutzman trying to rock that outside line. I do know that line works very, very well about that halfway up to 3/4 up on the turns. And coming down and touching that paint, very, very, very dangerous. Because a lot of guys were getting loose. One especially, we saw Mike Samia out there, him getting loose as he was heading around the turn. But he survived, sitting 7th right there behind the Sitco machine of Chris Leftwich. On the outside for Jacob Reeves, he looks like he's going to try to get a little more turn exit here on the 21 Ford of Kevin Thompson. Sitting in the back is Andrew St. Coeur. Gary Armijo has fallen down to 19th. Jonathan Jennings in the 16th. I'm waiting to see if any of these guys are able to return back to the front. There's Jonathan Jennings here on the bottom. Andrew St. Coeur is going to try to chase him here as they come up on the newcomer, Ricky Montgomery. We'll see if he's got anything going here. Let's rotate back up to the lead where it looks like Jacob Reeves may be falling off a little bit here as Kevin Thompson is really starting to pick up the pace. So far, so good. His best last time was a 29.91, just slightly faster than Jacob Reeves. Reeves trying to keep him close, though. Now Jacob Reeves with Elite Southern Motorsports trying to get a little something here on Twisted Axle Racing that's been dominating as of late. Side by side, looks like Jason Miz. Outside line for him. You see some of these guys getting loose coming out of 2, almost kind of biting that wall there a little bit. Loose is fast, but you don't want to be out of control here. Jason Miz sitting in 2nd. Now he's trying to work up here to Kevin Thompson. Thompson not getting that breakaway like he had before. Wonder if he's kind of pedaling it a little bit, only pushing as much as he needs to, knowing he's fast. So far, so good for Jason Miz. Keep up here with the lead. It looks like something may be happening here. I also know Kevin Powell is thinking about around there with Jeremiah Stutzman, but not yet. Lead being challenged. Jason Miz has a fender on him. Looking for a little more, I think. Yeah, Jason Miz led lap. There you go. 5 more points for you there, bud. As we start lap 30. Number 21 Ford has fallen. He is the only Ford in that top 5. Chris Leftwich and Gary Clune are the only Fords that are in the top 10 to join him. Everybody else is rolling the Chevrolet. Toyotas are not doing too well tonight. 13, 14, and 19. Not too bad here. Looking like Miz is going to be able to hold it under control. Jacob Reeves might be trying to fire around him. Kevin Powell sitting in the 4th position. He's up 4 from where he originally started, and Stutzman has fallen down to that 5th position. But if he's waiting it out, this is exactly what he needs to do. Reeves breaks into 2nd position, but the 21 seeing if he can get a little something. Oh, man. Thompson gets it back just barely, but let's see if the turn exit. Can he get him back? Not sure, but Kevin Powell trying to find that fresh air somewhere in that pile. Not too much room here as Jacob Reeves on the top side. And the Jimmy John's Chevrolet of Kevin Powell sitting right behind him. 21 machine of Kevin Thompson on the bottom, being highly contested this time. Not getting the breakaway like he was there with Jonathan Jennings. Jennings now at a 15th. St. Coeur to 16th. Great job by all our drivers here so far. Everybody's still on the lead lap here. As Stutzman working on the underside here of Kevin Powell. Powell on the outside. He's going to pass. And we're seeing that outside line with Jacob Reeves starting to get a little success here as he moves to the front. The biggest mover of the race is Gary Clune, who is sitting 8th. Started 16th. Keep it going here for Kevin Thompson. Thompson trying to see if he can find a little something going on here. I know he's kind of waiting for this line to heat up, but as the rubber lays down, they're starting to kind of feel different lines are starting to come into play. Jason Miz starting to fall way off pace. He paid for that one. Right now, Jacob Reeves has to check up a little bit behind the number 7. 7, who had the lead, looks like he's going to fall to the 21. Kevin Thompson starting to pick up the pace. Does he squeak it? Ooh, not quite. It looks like Miz gets that lead lap, another lead lap, but Kevin Thompson has got the lead now. 3 of Jacob Reeves gives up on Miz on the outside, but he backs the turn way up. Gets it loose here. Here comes Jeremiah Stutzman on the bottom. Jams Kevin Powell toward the top. And 93 going to have to reevaluate and see how he's going to get around Jeremiah Stutzman. Stutzman leaving that gap open here. Does Kevin Powell think about sending it 3 wide? Not just yet. If you guys saw the Racing Revolution, these guys went 4 wide. Unfortunately, ended in a caution, of course. But definitely 3 wide is possible here, and especially with the Doghouse Racing League, this is a possibility as well. Kevin Thompson has the lead just barely over Jason Miz, but Miz coming back and taking the lead away yet again. 21 of Kevin Thompson. Trying to see if he can get this rotational speed going through. He's got to get in front of him and block, and he does. Man, oh man, not even halfway through this race. Kevin Thompson trying to see if he can keep his race hopes alive, seeing that these guys have made the adjustments to get faster. I would question if any tire pressure adjustments came into play for Kevin Thompson, seeing if he can make his tires last just a bit longer. I think the key would be to try to last to about lap 58 to 62 here. But it's definitely going to be tough, because right now the top 5 all within 0.3 of a second here. So very, very, very close. We're getting up over 198 miles an hour here for Jason Miz in the number 7. And Jeremiah Stutzman, here he comes. 8 positions up, looking for the lead. He's going to get him, fender on him, and now Stutzman putting the pressure on. But outside line seems to be the favorable one. It's got more long-term for the tires, and we're 3 wide. Here we come, Mike Samia, Jacob Reeves, and Jason Miz. Check out Jacob Reeves trying to send it 3 wide here. I don't know if his spotter knows that Samia's there. Contact. 44 machine, and Mike Samia might have a little yellow on the side of him now. Not looking too good. Let's see if Mike Samia. Looks like he's running the Shoney's 44 Chevrolet out there. Boy, this is looking pretty tight. Right now, Stutzman going for the lead again, down on the bottom. Can't get it done as Kevin Thompson seems to find a little more room between the gas pedal and the firewall. Squeezing as they go around here, 1 and 2. Stutzman's got the lead. See if 21 can get any turn exit here. Fantastic job by these 2 drivers here in the front. Stutzman finally clears them. Kevin Thompson, swap. Down to the bottom for him. Takes the lead right back, but he sends it in so hard. Can the Lucas Oil machine of Jeremiah Stutzman get in front? We'll see. Tries to switch him back up again. Let's get a little higher because these 2 are slicing and dicing here on lap 40. As they enter lap 41, Jeremiah Stutzman puts a fender into him. Tries to push him back to the top of the track so Stutzman can find the lane. Does Stutzman rotate back up in front of Kevin Thompson, because Kevin Thompson's going to be blocked by Jacob Reeves. He isn't going to be able to get to the bottom here. Right now, great racing out of the top 5 here. And here comes Kevin Powell. Good to see Kevin Powell showing back up. I know he was in the kind of the back 5 there watching everything happen. But I think Jason Miz may have fried his tires off here. Down to 5th for him. Led there for a little bit. And he may be under fire by Gary Clune here in just a moment, who's up 10 positions. We'll give it there to Gary Clune. Not doing too bad here on the drive. As Kevin Thompson has fallen now to Jacob Reeves. Reeves sends it in hard. Apparently he got the memo here. He's starting to put on the pressure. Outside line here for Kevin Thompson. Let's try to ride along with him and see what it looks like. Man, oh man, so close racing there with Kevin Thompson there on the outside. Kevin Powell was trying a little something. You can see him in that left mirror of Kevin in the 21, and he's been trying really, really hard. He's had a bunch of success here on the races as of late, but second place finishes. He really, really wants a win, and I think it would relieve a lot of pressure on him to finally get it. But we talked about Stutzman and long-range driving. Right now, he's about 23 laps on these tires and starting to pull away. He's got about half a second lead here. any of these guys have they burned their tires off and he's now capitalizing? Or is he now putting on the pressure and they're trying to wait him out? So it's an interesting concept of what everybody's doing. But let's talk about our guys who pit way late. Jonathan Jennings just broke into the top 10, and St. Coeur is right behind him, sitting in 11th. So they've been spending a little time just picking these guys off one at a time. So Christopher Simon, Christopher Berger, Chris Schaefer. That is your 60. That is your 15, 14, and 13. And Mike Leftwich was just fell to them, and now Chris Leftwich is falling here to Jonathan Jennings. So Jennings Chevrolet right now, boy, I'll be really surprised if they don't put that vehicle under inspection for that one. Man, he is super fast out here right now. So far, he's doing a pretty good clip. As of last lap, he's about 4/10 faster than Chris Leftwich, and he's going to leave him here in the dust. Andrew St. Coeur gets jammed up a little bit here. And I know he wants to make some moves. Let's rotate back up to the front, where I think Kevin Powell is looking to see if he can get around Jacob Reeves here. He's going to try a little bit. I know Stutzman is turning it up. 1.3 seconds ahead. Oh, Kevin Powell getting his highest position of the race here so far, second. Interesting line for him. So you're seeing without the caution, who are the long run drivers? And the long run guys, the tires are starting to kick in, and the guys over the short run, they're falling back now. Jonathan Jennings, definitely, I don't know how he's able to do it. He's able to put on the pressure for so long. I think his gaining will be stalled out here where he is, seeing he has at least another second before he can catch up to Daniel Wilkerson here, who's in this pile. I know 7 cars in this front clump here. It's like 7 and 6 might fall off. Stutzman is in his own zip code. Looking back at Kevin Powell, almost 2 seconds now. All right, and Kevin Powell now second. Jacob Reeves third. Kevin Thompson in fourth now. Jason Miz up 2, and Gary Clune, not too bad, 10 positions up for him. Let's see how our guys are doing here in the back, where it looks like Mike Samia is on his way down pit. Interesting to see. Returning back down pit road. Now, I do want to mention that Jonathan Jennings was able to actually come in for a splash of fuel a little later on, so I think he'll be able to hold it out a little longer than some of these other guys. Both Jennings and St. Coeur have made it from 8th and 9th position. I would probably question at some point in this race if they can move up this many positions and still trying to run them down. If they can get in the top 5, these guys might be the ones to be able to drive away with this one. As of last lap, Jonathan Jennings was actually a 10th faster than Stutzman. And Stutzman's almost ahead by 2.5 seconds now. I guarantee you right now that 71 Chevrolet, yeah, is gonna get out of the car, lower the net, get out of the car, and hit somebody with his helmet if a caution comes out. Because right now, even if he comes down for 4 tires and fuel, he'll be able to get back out there with a substantial lead as long as he unmisses box. So this is doing really, really good right now. Let's take a look at Jacob Reeves under fire again. Kevin Thompson and Miz all over him. Looks like he was getting boxed in there. I think he got a little nervous. Kevin Thompson works around him. Jacob Reeves out of the gas now. And take a look who it is. 91 Chevrolet creeping up behind him. So right now, Elite Southern Motorsports is doing a heck of a job here. Stutzman leading it. Jonathan Jennings moving into 6th. He's going to be putting his teammate under fire. And sliding around here. B-Mac out there in the chat is saying, good luck, Andrew. Right now, St. Coeur is sitting 9th. Yeah, number 3 of Jacob Reeves, unfortunately, is losing some positions here. Kevin Powell trying to see what, probably talking with his crew chief right now. What adjustments can he make to catch up to Stutzman? Stutzman is kind of driving off pretty far here. Looking back at everybody kind of chasing him, getting a rotation on the way through. There he is, kind of that little speck you see out there, and he's getting ready to enter turn 3. And you wouldn't think, a 3-second lead would be that far. But when these guys are getting over right now about 190 miles an hour, that's going to happen. So I guess the only thing is just kind of maintain maintain composure here like Jonathan Jennings is, who is now into the top 5. And it looks like Kevin Thompson's going to fall to him. So talk about coming from almost dead last here into the 3rd position for the 91 machine. We'll see if he gets the T-Rex Jeff Gordon treatment here, and he's told to never bring that car back to the track again. So far, so good. Chris Schaefer. Mike Leftwich now down pit. So one of the Shoney's racing and turn 1 racing heading down pit. Rest of everybody else stays out. That'll leave us probably all top 16 cars on the lead lap. And as we get going here, Jennings looks like he's stalling out a little bit here with Kevin Thompson. And still, Stutzman continuing to get faster and faster and faster here. And it's interesting to see his late run speed. If he could figure out how to make this a one-stop, I guarantee he would. So we're right in that 57 mark. So like I was saying, about that 57 to 62 area is where I expect to see these guys. Here comes Daniel Wilkerson, St. Coeur, and Leftwich. Down pit road. If there was any problem there with St. Coeur, I guarantee he's dragging his left foot on the brake. Does not want to speed this time. Couple more drivers still staying out there. Let's rotate back up to the lead. Stutzman. 3.3 seconds and still remains out. Can't blame him, especially with this pace. I would probably drive till this thing ran out of fuel. Because right now, it almost seems like he doesn't even need tires. Best time for Stutzman is a 29.74. He's running a 30.7. So only a 1 second fall off in almost 35 laps. That is not bad at all, but most of our guys are thinking otherwise. Reeves, Miz, Powell, Simon, Berger, Lomax, Clune, Armijo, and Nick Schell are down. Stutzman throws in the towel. He's coming down now. Jonathan Jennings. Aha, bad lap, 5 more points. There we go. So not too bad by Jonathan Jennings. Stutzman and Thompson are down. I believe Ricky Montgomery is staying out. So I think this will slide him into 2nd position, but he still has to pit. And remember what I said, Jonathan Jennings came back down for a splash and go on fuel 2 laps later than everybody else, but that gives him enough little bit out there to squeak a lead lap in here. Now he will come out. He'll probably be down maybe in that 7th to 11th position, somewhere in there, as these guys are going to try to run him back down. But with fresh tires and the amount of speed he put on for the rest of this, coming from that 18th position and getting into 2nd, it is a good chance he's going to try to run this one out to the end. So Jonathan Jennings down pit road now with 40 laps left to go in this one. Jeremiah Stutzman looking to regain the lead here, but he's got to hurry up. Right now, Jonathan Jennings on his way out. 4 tires and fuel are in. And Stutzman trying to run him down. Very, very close. Here's Jennings. Stutzman will be on the outside on the track. Seeing if he can get him here. Now, how much distance can he put on that 91 machine? Because he's fast. So, Jeremiah Stutzman regains the lead here. And he's going to be trying to put as many laps down as he can. Because Kevin Thompson led probably the majority of this race. Stutzman has to remain in front for much longer to see if he can get some bonus points here. For the most laps led. Kevin Powell now sits 2nd. Miz into 3rd. Samia 4th. Jennings, not too bad. Did a lot better than I thought he was. 5th position for him. All Chevrolets own the top 5. So a lot of drivers out here sporting the Chevrolets, and they seem to be very, very successful here at this track. Christopher Simon actually spent a lot more time down pit road, about 1:25. For Christopher Simon in the 35 Chevrolet and Mike Leftwich with the 60 Chevrolet, he was down there about 45 seconds. Now, some of these guys, unfortunately, are going to be a couple laps down here. And they're going to be trying to churn their way back up front. But speaking of up front, right now, fastest time on the track and just nailed it. I mean, huge. Check out this best time here by the number 21 machine of Kevin Thompson, now sitting 8th. With a 29.48. He is on a blazing run right now, and I'm sure he's not happy about juggling on the outside of the top 10. So him and St. Coeur are going to link up and get back to the front because they've got to make up this gap. Something is not looking good here for the Twisted Axle Racing team, who's sitting 7th and 8th. Both these guys are about 3.5 seconds off the lead. Stutzman still remains in the lead with a 1.3 second lead. Powell still holding firm on that spot of second, with Miz right behind him. Now, I would question is Jeremiah Stutzman going to try to do long run again? See if we can do anything else out there. I do want to give a shout out there to 8th position. Oh, well, actually 8 positions gained of Mike Samia. Mike Samia out there doing a fantastic job in the number 44 Chevrolet. He'll be under fire here by Jonathan Jennings, I'm sure of it. Kevin Thompson, once again, fastest turn 1, fastest turn 2, fastest 3, and 4. Man, he is rolling right now. 29:37. Still no. Right now, oh my gosh. Right now, Kevin Thompson is about 3 to 4 tenths faster than anybody else out here on the track. What does that mean long run here? He's able to do it right now, but what does this mean long run? Holy cow, look at him reeling him in. Whatever adjustment was just made in pit, don't change it next pit stop. Here he comes. Kevin Thompson underneath Mike Samia. He's going to have 6th. Right now, we'll stick here with the number 21 of Kevin Thompson as he's going to try to reel in Jacob Reeves. Again, 29:33 last run. He's had to check up a little bit, getting around Samia, and he's behind Reeves now, so he's going to have to slow down just a bit. But he'll have 5th here in just a moment. So right now, Kevin Thompson, holy cow, he is not taking no for an answer here tonight. Inside line for him. Stutzman is losing a little bit on his lead now. Powell's got to him to within a second. Kevin Thompson trying to show that his Ford is superior, trying to run down Jonathan Jennings now. Jennings has been on a roll as of late, but Jennings was able to have more consistent times longer in the race. Can Kevin Thompson hold this pace out for 40 laps? He pit back on lap 58. He may have to pit again and gamble on a caution here. These guys did make about 30 laps, had to come for fuel. And McMahon out there in the chat is saying Jennings is going to have the car to beat. I probably agree with you. I would like to see a Kevin Thompson-Jennings shootout toward the end. Right now, Kevin Thompson, forward. Now looking at Jason Miz. He's going to be all over him. Take a ride along the front. Hasn't quite gotten him yet. Come on, producer. What are you doing? There you go. Get a nice look at that pass as Kevin Thompson now breaks into a podium position of 3rd. Jennings is still sitting 5th here. Kevin Powell trying to reel in Stutzman. Stutzman unable to get the breakaway that he did last time. Kevin Powell's figured out exactly what he's doing here. I guess that's exactly what you want to do as teammates here. You guys trying to work back and forth on how to do it, but man, I wouldn't want to tell a guy exactly what I'm doing and lose this race, because Kevin Powell is all over him now. Thompson still has another second or so to make up. And the more these two fight side by side, which I'm sure is very, very soon, Kevin Powell will be all over Stutzman here. Kevin Thompson won't have that much to worry about. With them battling back and forth, they'll slow these two guys down and actually kind of fall into his lap here. Single file all the way back, at least to 10th place where Gary Kloon's sitting. Daniel Wilkerson just outside the top 10. Chris Schaefer sitting 12th. Do want to take a little bit while we got a shot here. There's about less than 30 laps to go. We're going to cut you guys to commercial. We'll be right back. The Doghouse Cup Series is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is today's all-American kitchen. Open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Shoney's guests can count on quality, delicious food along with warm, friendly service. Stop by one of West Virginia's locations to try their freshly prepared, legendary breakfast bar, and don't forget to take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Appreciate you guys hanging out there for our shout out from our sponsor. 26 laps to go here at Vegas, and I would probably guess some of these guys are rolling the dice on what this next pit stop is going to be. Do we take 2? Do they take 4? Obviously fuel, but are they going to have enough to make it to the end? Is it just a splash? Is it a full tank? And we'll have to see. Some of these guys are really, really putting on the pressure here. Given that, and right now we're seeing crew chiefs on top of their toolboxes now, really starting to scratch down how much fuel do they need, because each pound counts, seeing that each gallon of gas is 6 pounds. Being able to shave off about 5 could be the win or lose of the race. But right now, Jeremiah Stutzman trying to lead, like I said, more of these laps here. I think he might have the commanding amount over Kevin Thompson here, as Powell and Thompson are trying to run him down. Thompson, with a super fast times there, has stalled. He is now losing speed. Jonathan Jennings kind of waiting him out there, and that's exactly what I thought might happen. Kevin Thompson, I got to admit, being 3.5 seconds back off the lead, and now he's only 2, and Stutzman's picking up pace. Right now, Kevin Thompson with his last time of a 30.6. Stutzman, 30 seconds flat. So right now, his charge has come to an end here, and I would question, if he gambled on a caution. Some of these guys coming out on new tires, some guys on older tires, somebody making a miscue, and then getting wrecked here. Chris Leftwich is now working his way out of pit. Looks like an early pit stop for him. 15 seconds, 4 tires for him and fuel. So he's going to get his way back out there. Kevin Powell still trying to run down Stutzman. Rotating back through the field. Where's Andrew St. Coeur? There he is. I know B-Mac out there is rooting him on. Right now he's trying to see if he can find that top 5 spot, but it looks like the win for St. Coeur may be slipping away as he's down by over 5 seconds off pace. Everybody kind of losing a little bit of time here, and Jennings, here he comes. Now he is faster. Right now, him and Kevin Powell with identical last lap times. And Stutzman just 20 thousandths of a second slower, so nothing really to worry about. Interesting to see Jennings being 2.3 back. Does he pick up the pace here with only 22 to go? So we'll see if this changes it up at all. Looks like a little bit of lap traffic here. Looks like I believe they're running into Ricky Montgomery in the number 2 Toyota. Stutzman got around him no problem now. And Kevin Powell going to see if he can use a little bit of that draft from the number 2 to help yank him around here. Because Stutzman, oh man, Kevin Powell locks him up hard coming down Kevin Thompson. I can't blame him. Take the tires now, as he is losing a lot of time here. That moves us Jennings into second. He's still helped by Jacob Reeves. Stutzman still leads this one. Bunch of drivers coming down. Drivers like Powell, Thompson, St. Coeur, and Schaefer now down pit road. Well, I'm sure Stutzman's happy that Kevin Powell isn't chasing him anymore. And Stutzman, down here comes. Jonathan Jennings will now gather the lead here. He last pit on 59, so he'll have a couple more laps to squeak out here. It may be the call of the race, him actually being offset pit from these other guys. Interesting to see. Right now, it doesn't look like anybody is gambling on 2 tires. All right, now Stutzman has hit his box. Let's see. Definitely extended time there. Out he goes. Oh, man. Interesting enough. We'll talk about it when everybody gets finished with their pit stops. Definitely hate any of you guys out there tuning in, getting a little squeak out of what they're doing out here. Boo. All right, Jacob Reeves in the lead. I believe he is the only one left out there. No, I am incorrect. Gary Armijo is still out there as well. Jacob Reeves, yep, he's working his way down. Come on, cameraman, where are you looking? Gary Armijo now in the second. And he might be actually sticking out there. He got a little loose, causing our first caution of the day. Which looks like it was back on lap 22. And let's see if Gary Armijo can slide past Reeves here before the line. He does not. So no lead lap for Armijo here. He's got to go around one more time if he wants to try to squeak out another 5 points. It's going to be pretty tough trying that. Guys, keep in mind, next week we head to Phoenix. with the dog leg, so that should be a good run there. Keep in mind we are taking a look at Gary Armijo, right now sitting 17th in the points. And he's going to get himself 5 points here, so I got to admit, it might be a good idea to go out there and go ahead and get 5 more points. Ricky Montgomery is staying out as well. He last pit on 59. And Jeremiah Stutzman is sitting right now in 3rd. Closest person to him will be Kevin Powell. But interesting enough, we might as well talk about it here, as these other guys do have to pit. Jeremiah Stutzman took 2 tires, only right sides. Kevin Powell took all 4, so it's going to be pretty tough as Kevin Thompson, once again, 29-23. He is the fastest one on the track and is picking up more time throughout the rest of the night. This is insane right now. He is 4/10 faster than Kevin Powell's time, and it looks like Kevin Powell might be a sitting duck here, as the 21 machine is on the outside of the Jimmy John's 93. Give it to Gary Armijo here, still out there in the lead. And Ricky Montgomery, Armijo now coming down pit. Looking pretty dicey here. Does Ricky Montgomery decide to stay out? Might be able to slide around here. Oh, man. Ricky Montgomery in his first race here gets a lead lap. All right. All right, that moves us to Stutzman sitting in that 2nd position. And these 2 guys who are the fastest on the track right now, with Kevin Thompson and Kevin Powell, I'm sure Stutzman might be questioning if he should have taken 4 here. This might not be good. Stutzman going to have to really going to have to stomp a dent into the floorboard here to keep in front of Kevin Thompson and Powell. This is not looking good. Thompson still picking up pace. Solid time there by Thompson. Last time of a 29.52. Stutzman only about a second in front of these guys. And Stutzman still trying to run down Ricky Montgomery. Now, Ricky Montgomery did pit on 59, so he's able to stretch about 2 to 3 more laps, the same way Jonathan Jennings did. All right, only 13 laps left to go. Stutzman. Oh, man, back into the lead. And Ricky Montgomery will end up going a lap down when he comes back down pit. And now it's going to be a drag race here for the final bit. Kevin Thompson seeing if he can run down Stutzman here. And whoa, look at that turn. Stutzman working on the McDonald's Wi-Fi there. Blinks out just a hair. And now Thompson is sitting 2nd. Stutzman up 9 positions. Ricky Montgomery still sitting up 15. But like I said, he might be knocked down here when he needs to pit. 13 cars still on the lead lap. As Stutzman is watching Kevin Thompson get a lot larger in that rearview mirror. What ends up happening here, we'll see. I think Kevin Thompson's going to try to come away with his first win here. He's due. But has Kevin Thompson fried off his extra set of, his extra left side tires here trying to run down Stutzman? I would probably say no, but we'll see. 21 machine looking to rotate on the way to the outside. Here it comes. Pass for the lead here. Kevin Thompson's got it. Only about a fender here on the outside. Jeremiah Stutzman riding on the bottom. Touches the paint. 21 machine on the top. Trying to see if he can find a little more ponies with that Ford out in the front, and he does. Gets the lead lap. Kevin Thompson now has Stutzman behind him and is going to try to keep him behind him. The Sitco Ford now back into the lead. Right now, Stutzman has the most lead laps of the race, and now if Thompson can lead most of them, he might be able to get it back. And Kevin Powell sitting way back there in that 3rd position. And I thought Jennings may have been the car to beat. McMahon was calling it, but if Jennings can make up 5.5 seconds, I think there are going to be a lot of magnifying glasses on him. Kevin Thompson now into the lead. Daniel Wilkerson resurrecting his race, almost back into the top 5 here, sitting 6th. Right now, I guarantee he'd like to get back at least where he qualified in 4th position. And all these drivers trying so far. We are back under fire again, back in the lead, Thompson. Has Thompson burned these tires up? Oh, yeah. These two side by side, exactly what you want to see when we hit 8 to go at the line. Kevin Thompson and Stutzman side by side. As they enter turn 1 and 2, they seem to be pretty even, but Thompson's got the outside line, drives it through there a little harder, and now we'll have the turn exit. Stutzman may tuck in behind, but knowing Stutzman and his fresh air possibilities here, he's not. Slides down on the bottom, tries to keep it off the paint this time. No front end dragging for him as the 21 machine continues to charge forward. 7 to go. Boy, this is going to be good here to the end. Matthew Powell out there rooting on the 93 of Kevin Powell. Kevin Powell looks like he's starting to pick up the pace here. He is only about half a second behind, but he's really got to turn it up, and now. Right now, these guys are just about out of reach from the rest of the field. Jennings has cut that 5.5 second lead down to now 4 3/4. And now Kevin Powell starting to pick up the pace here. Half a second, picks up 3/10 on that one. Stutzman and Thompson side by side. This is exactly what Kevin Powell needs. These two battling it out has now slowed them up for Kevin Powell to get a shot. What do they end up doing here? We'll see. Race down the backstretch here. Let's take a look. Keep on going here. Still side by side. Really hats off to these two drivers. No contact made as of yet. Still think a little pain will get traded here, but Stutzman gets him another lead lap here. He's trying to squeak out as many as he can. 5 to go. 2-tire pit stop is paying off here so far, but can Kevin Thompson get around him? Right now, Jeremiah's looking back at the two Kevins now, thinking he might have this race in the bag. But Powell's going to try to make a bid for it here, as now the 21 machine of Kevin Thompson is watching the wind slip away. No more pit stops here as we are 4 laps left to go here at the Doghouse Racing League, sponsored by Shoney's. We are wrapping this one up here at Las Vegas. Definitely been a great race here as of so far. Only one caution caused by Gary Armijo clipping the wall and taking, I believe, it was Jackson Lomax into the grass. Those two guys ended up getting tangled up there. And that is the only incident this entire race. I think a couple of guys may have clipped the wall. Drivers like Simon, Mike Leftwich as well. I think those guys had clipped the wall. But we have been under green since lap 22 of this 100-lap race. And it all comes down to this. 2 laps left to go. Kevin Powell sitting in that second spot. Kevin Thompson off the reservation. Stutzman here thinking he can get it. You see how much of that track he's trying to grab as Stutzman uses the left side tire through the grass. If he's able to win this one, my commentator's curse is over. As I talked to him before the race, normally that's a death sentence for any driver, but Powell's trying to make a bid for it here as he's using the draft to reel him in. As we come up to the line, white flag. And what I always say here at Simtrax, what happens, happens. Jeremiah Stutzman in front, Kevin Powell sitting 1 and 2 here. Can Powell give him a little something to go on here? Powell trying to see if he can triangulate the turn, but it looks like Stutzman had a little extra. Oh yeah, come on. Stutzman trying to get a little more here. Stutzman still leading it. Does the Darrell Waltrip, dumps the BBs, and now he's picking up the pace, trying to get a little less weight. Stutzman getting going here. He's only got it by about 3 lengths, and Stutzman wins it here at Las Vegas. 100 laps, the 71 Chevrolet gets it. Kevin Powell in the 93 Chevrolet gets second, and Kevin Thompson, not too bad, with a third. So far right now, Kevin Thompson, with the amount of the consistency on the podium for him has been amazing. Andrew St. Coeur's winning streak is over for 7th place for him, and Jennings can be beat, sitting 4th. Not too bad, all of our drivers here. Fantastic job. All right, everybody, we appreciate you hanging in there. What a wild race this was as we're taking a look at Jeremiah Stutzman frying off the last of the tires that he does have. I definitely want to send those Goodyears to the moon or definitely to a museum. How they held out for him, I don't know. But that was definitely a wild run there. Let's go ahead and run down our guys here, and we'll be right back after we find them. All right, hold on just a second. Hold on. All right, appreciate you guys all hanging in here. Kevin Thompson, we finally caught up with his 21 Ford. You laid some blazing times out there on the track, especially with a 29-23. You were actually picking up pace after the second pit stop. Well, the second pit stop, third maybe, and then you even picked it up after the fourth. Talk to me about where that extra speed came from.
Yeah, the set was really fast. After 15 to 20 laps, I just built so tight. I was trying to loosen it up, but that last run, I loosened it up a little too much, and just I couldn't get to Jeremiah. Great win for him. After back-to-back second places, I'll take a third to get the points and just go on to next week.
Oh, yeah, well, definitely during the beginning of the race, man, I thought this was yours to lose. It was definitely wild. But Las Vegas has a way of that seesaw effect, kind of like gambling. You win a bunch at the beginning, and then you lose it all at the end. What are we looking at heading into next week, at Phoenix? How confident are you feeling heading into the open dogleg section?
I ran NIS there, started 30th, finished 9th. We have a good car. The Twist Axle has a good car there. Just has to stay patient and just run my line and keep the tires underneath it.
All right, man. I'm going to poke you here. Started 30th. Are we going to see a really bad qualifying time out of you?
I'm not really good at Phoenix, so it's one of those tracks that's been really bad for me. It's just I have to stay patient and keep the tires underneath me.
All right. Well, we're going to hold you to that. Give me your shout-outs here.
Twisted Axle, my family that watches every week, Daniel for putting us on, and y'all calling a great race.
All right. Appreciate you coming out tonight and putting your Ford in on the podium. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, and that'll do it for our third place finisher. Moving on to second, Kevin Powell, just not enough time here, bud.
Yeah, man, it's a bummer, but at least my teammate got the win, Vegas is one of my favorite tracks. I'm not upset. I'm not, mad at anything. I think I made all the right choices tonight. I think in that second run, trying to get through traffic held me up a little bit. I lost a little time there, so it's kind of hard trying to gain the time back. But I got up to Corey's bumper with the last 4 to go, and is the car just handles completely different at that point.
Man, definitely was a wild run there, man. I would say you can't be mad either. It is a second place. Stutzman had a heck of a car tonight. You and Jennings both had some wild setups there tonight. Even Kevin Thompson had some blazing fast speed. It was just kind of right place, right time. And that just kind of seemed more or less where this race came to down at the end.
Yeah, man, that's how it is. We got a lot of great drivers in this league, and to get a win is truly something. To get a second place top 5, I mean, that's amazing in itself. So I'm happy. I'm looking forward to Phoenix.
All right, well, you know Phoenix is next, so I'm assuming you're going to put on a great show there. Talk to me a little bit about this Jimmy John's 93 and all the sponsors out there and the people watching you.
Yeah, man. So I am looking forward to Phoenix. Las Vegas and Phoenix are probably my favorite tracks. But yeah, man. We worked on this setup. I feel like we had a team practice every night, and so for 2 weeks. So it's good to run it, see what it could do. Uh, Track was fast. I'm proud of the team. I think we all did pretty well. Um, I'm gonna give a shout out to you guys for the broadcast every week. Man, it's amazing. We're glad to have y'all on board. Doghouse, and all the admins and all the drivers, man. I feel like I say every time. I feel like this is one of the best leagues on the sim. So yeah, anyone want to join Doghouse, reach out to us, and shout out to my friends and family at home watching.
All right, Kevin Powell, man. Congratulations on your second place finish tonight. I expect to see better out of you for the rest of the season, man.
Oh, man, you can finish second and still win the championship.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. All about consistency, man. I'll see you next week.
Sir. Yes, sir.
All right, everybody, that's going to do it for Kevin Powell. And let's run on down to Victory Lane where we catch Jeremiah Stutzman down there. He has got to be living high on the clouds now. Jeremiah Stutzman, yeah, I guarantee you that was the wildest race you've had in a long time.
Absolutely.
I mean, well, I would say we got a lot of moving parts here. You led a lot of laps here, and you ended up with an amazing lead. What changed? What made these guys kind of keep you so closer here after the final pit stop?
I'm not real sure. I had to take 2 tires. I think they had 4. So that's why I didn't expect to be able to hold them off. I hate that I lost my lead I had on them, though.
Yeah, no kidding. I was going to say, well, you were out to 3.5 seconds. I was like, oh, man, he's going to be, you're going to be real mad if a caution comes out. But no caution. We only had the one back there on lap 22, and then you were able to make the breakaway once again. But talk to me a little bit about Kevin Thompson running you down here. That was a tight race there for at least 10, 12 laps.
Yeah, he had a real fast car. I figured when he got in front of me, he would check out, but I was able to stay with him, and he said he got real tight, I guess. So
probably took a little air off that spoiler and made him had to actually drive into the turn a lot harder than he wanted to. What is your mindset when you're driving underneath somebody like that? How do you? I mean, you didn't door him, you didn't run him up the track. I mean, you guys raced side by side, and it was a swap back and forth between you two. I mean, did you think the loss was gone?
much, but I trust him. I know he knows where his car is. I have a pretty good idea where mine is. So I knew we could race tight, race close and hard, and neither one of us would wreck.
All right, well, you finally get your first win here of the season. We head to Phoenix. Are we going to see you as the next multiple winner here?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I got a lot of work to do there.
Well,
who knows? I didn't expect a good car here, and I was running like 19th, I think, earlier in the race, and pretty much thought it was over with.
All right, well, you are sitting 7th in the points. This will guarantee to reel you up close to that top 5, especially with Hunter Simpson's a no-show. McMahon as well was a starting park here tonight, so this will allow you to get charging up the field here in the points. Congratulations on your win. Give me your shout-outs.
Thank you. And shout out to all my teammates, Jonathan, Kevin, Jacob, all them guys. They really put it together this week because I didn't get to do anything to it. So, and shout out to you guys up there in the booth. Good job. And to Daniel for the lead.
All right, man. Appreciate it. And I'll catch you at Phoenix next week.
All right.
All right. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for our broadcast here tonight. Appreciate you guys showing in. It seems that is 2 nights in a row I've been at Las Vegas, and it does not disappoint. Next week, we will be at Phoenix here with the Doghouse Racing League, and that should be, once again, a wild one. I'm interested to see the guys who cut the dog leg, the ones that don't, and then the merge together. That really seems to be the killer for most of these drivers, but that's going to do it for us. Signing off here, Patrick Morrison here with Simtrax Broadcast, and we will catch all of you guys next time. Graceland Shootout Series on Saturdays, where you'll see me next. But that'll be it for us. Be well, be safe, be kind, and I'll see all you guys next time.